Thank you, Aaliyah. Next, we have Bayshawn Davis, who is the PR of MVP, Verbal Mayhem, and the National Association of Black Journalism.
So, we good? All right. Now, all right. So these are some tough acts to follow, Aaliyah, especially Ray, Dennis, Dizzle. But I ain't really remember mine. So I mean, I'm just gonna read it. Simple. Um, um, and we're gonna see how it goes from there. So I'm gonna just do a real quick test because I didn't get a chance to text it. So I just want to see, make sure the music is right. So let's see how loud this is, right quick. Hi, this evening call me Sully, because you have just entered Monsters Inc. I'll be your tour guide through which you'll explore why our monsters never go extinct. Just think, in this university called life, where both good and evil is a mere instance, monsters do exist, and they manifest in the form of the opposition, in the condition and disposition of bad habits and addictions, a John Hancock on the decline. In a past time, nothing but a liquid fire and Johnson & Johnson lines occupied the prefrontal cortex of my mind. Operating like a black veil over my eyes, chasing the high was Bobby Brown, and I was Whitney, the sickly bride. These monsters stepped out of the closet and from under the bed as skeletons draped in sheets, cloaked in the mere chivalry of deceit, their prejudiced memories, haunting, dauntingly playing like Nightmare on Milne Street in the theater of my head. The recollection of sexual and physical abuse autonomously animated The Walking Dead, creating an individual mass of broken glass in a class of mastered people, people like me who couldn't see through the creative and the deceitful, mastery of a manufactured evil, mere schmeagles their lives of their fear, which, my dear, if you'll hear, is the master lord of the rings. These pangs these dwellings bring are the inflictions of a neglected teen, bruised, begrudged, and battered by the very monsters that gave you entity and dared to you to dream. But what does a dream mean when the plant of the seed is the very thing that captures the dream, uproots and drains it of life, therefore denying you any claim to its existence? If you'll just listen and not resist when I tell you that monsters are real, you'll have ears to hear and eyes to penetrate the monster seal. For he who isn't with me is against me, indicating the enemy, and to any entity with the agenda of the enemy is merely the monster's characteristic of villainy. So if you ask me who's the monster in the Civil War, I could say the South. But then again, I could say Abe Lincoln, for freedom was never what he was about. You could say the Muslims for devastating New York scene, and I'll say USA for the Iraq intrusion for gasoline. You can say it's Beelzebub, the blade on Satan's sword, and I can say Saint Michael, God's right hand and Prince of War. You could say the stripper for exposing ass and breasts, and I would say a system that demotes them to subjects. You could say socialization, colonizer and socialism, and I'll say socialization, blind masters and capitalism. You can say it's dishonesty, the lies and all the hate, and I can say it's all the drugs, disease, and all the sickness. I could say it's Mother Nature, the profit-driven chemist. You can say it's rap and rock music driving the wheel. And I could say it's parents misperceiving how kids feel. And now that you have descriptions of a monster, here's the lesson. War's based on deception, and to understand the enemy objective, one simply must change his or her perspective, because the sole conception of a monster rises out of who we are in our beings, because it stems from our beliefs. And if actions are determined by what we believe, and I believe something that opposes what you believe, and you attack me off the wrong assumption that yours is the correct belief, or vice versa, then look into yourself and place the cursor. Ask, who clearly is the monster?